The fifth day of testimony in the Diddy trial has ended, revealing surprising new information. A Homeland Security agent testified that several well-known Hollywood personalities, including Kanye West, Michael B. Jordan, Ashton Kutcher, and Steve Harvey, were reportedly linked to Diddy behind the scenes. These claims imply that others might have been aware of Diddy's alleged activities. Additionally, Justin Bieber has spoken out, responding to the allegations and sharing details about his previous connections with Diddy. With each day, the case becomes increasingly complex. Here's a summary of the latest updates.
B. Jordan, Kanye West, and more celebrities were name-dropped at Sean Diddy Combs' trial. As jury selection in the mogul's sex trafficking trial got underway May 5th in New York, NBC News reports prospective jurors were shown a list of more than 100 names of people and places that may be referenced during the trial, including actors Michael B. Jordan, Mike Myers, and rapper Kanye West. While the aforementioned celebrities are not implicated in the case, the potential jurors were asked whether they knew any of the names listed and whether it would impact their ability to be impartial, per the outlet. Attorneys did not share an explanation for the list. The names of women who have taken legal action against Combs were also on the list, including his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura, whose November 2023 sexual abuse lawsuit against the rapper was settled one day after it was filed. Danity Kane alum Don Richard, who accused Combs of sexual assault in a lawsuit filed in September, was also listed. Combs has denied any wrongdoing.
As the trial against Diddy progresses, more celebrities seem to be withdrawing from the spotlight. Notably, Ashton Kutcher appeared to anticipate the controversy years ago, quietly stepping back from Hollywood, likely aware of the risks linked to his association with Diddy. There are even rumors suggesting that Diddy may have influenced the end of Ashton's relationship with Mila Kunis. Ashton seemed to recognize that once Diddy faced legal consequences, those connected to him might also be held accountable. He is far from blameless, and evading responsibility could prove difficult. Meanwhile, others such as Will Smith, Justin Bieber, and T.D. Jakes have started to publicly distance themselves from Diddy, indicating a wider breakdown of influential.
And whenever these trials come about, the closer you get to the trial date, a lot of things start happening to remove people from the case that are going to strengthen the case for the prosecution. And I feel like we're watching that take place now with one of the male sex worker guys who provided tapes to the feds. He's disappeared. And this is similar to what happened in the Tory Lanez case, where the bodyguard whose DNA was on the weapon, he disappeared. So I expect to see a lot of strange things take place. I expect to see the defense team do a lot of steps to lighten the image of Combs. And we've been watching that take place.
From what you know about him, Sean Combs, obviously the perception of him has changed dramatically since these allegations were made and since he got charged. I mean, from everything we're seeing now, he seems a very unpleasant, nasty, violent piece of work. Is that a correct assessment?
The assessment is going to be correct. So what I've learned is whenever you see a gentleman like this from affluence and power, whenever they have an addiction to MDMA or the drug ecstasy, they call it the love drug. So he's been doing this drug for over 20 years. So that's going to lead his view skewed when it comes to sexual activity. I believe it's helped turn him into...
Hollywood has long been known for its darker side, and actor Terrence Howard has spoken out about an environment that often pressures individuals into situations against their true wishes. Many celebrities may have been shaped by past hardships that influence their paths. In a poignant 2019 revelation, Demi Moore shared a deeply personal story about her childhood struggles. Stories like these reveal the unsettling reality hidden beneath the glitz and glamour of the entertainment world.
Moore, she revealed in her memoir that she was sexually assaulted at the age of 15, writing that her mother let the abuser in their home. Well, today, Demi talked to Howard Stern more about this on his Sirius XM radio show.
You say you pushed it away. You don't need. You just
I
recently.
pushed it away because I felt like it was my fault. Like that I felt like I had behaved in a way that was
provocative
and mature, like I really knew a lot. And I never really looked at myself as being a kid. And so I never looked at it as rape. I mean, I saw it as an unfortunate and,
Yet he forced you into this.
I was very embarrassed by it. In all honesty, I think that the shame I carried because of the rape made me afraid to feel I could comfortably express myself sexually.
It makes me just remember the conversation that I had with her where she talked about the purpose of her writing this book was to share her story in hopes that it would empower other young women. She did talk about a lot of the other things to Howard Stern. She said she auditioned for Top Gun, obviously didn't get the part, but would later work with Tom Cruise as a co-star in A Few Good Men.
Yes.
One of my favorites.
One of my favorites.
If you love that video, you're going to love everything on the Access YouTube channel. So hit the subscribe button. You can thank me later. Hit it. Now. Thanks.
As an anxious teen, she is taken by her mother to bars so that men will notice them. She's 15 when she comes home one night and an older man they know is in the apartment with the key. She writes, it was rape and a devastating betrayal, revealed by the man's cruel question. How does it feel to be whored by your mother for $500?
Do you believe she sold you?
I think in my deep heart, no. I don't think it was a straightforward transaction, but she still did give him the access and put me in harm's way.
What Demi Moore experienced in her childhood is profoundly troubling, but perhaps even more surprising is her later connection to Diddy. Despite her difficult past, Demi became a frequent attendee at Diddy's well-known gatherings and formed a friendship with him. Adding complexity to the story, she was married to Ashton Kutcher, one of Diddy's close associates and a regular presence at his events during the early 2000s. Ashton was a constant figure at Diddy's famous white parties, seemingly playing an important role within his inner circle.
I would say he's definitely a freak.
I heard some wild stories. I heard he had
we all heard that.
Yeah, you know
but then, come on, I want to hear what you heard.
I mean, I heard that he had this dude Ashton Kutcher bent over.
Now I'm gonna tell you the truth. Him and Ashton Kutcher was really tight. We used to go to his crib. He had a penthouse on 74th and 8th Avenue on Central Park.
Okay, I've got a lot I can't tell. So, I can't tell that one either. I mean, I'm like actually cycling through them. There was one moment, so it's not really a party story, but our relationship was really bizarre. So it started over punked, because he was like, yo,
don't punk
you
me.
can't punk me. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Everybody's on the table. He's like, not me, I'm off the table. And so that started our conversation. We became fast friends, and we used to just hang out and watch football together.
For someone like Demi Moore, who has openly shared her experiences of childhood abuse, it's unsettling to see her later associated with figures like Diddy. Even more troubling are resurfaced allegations about her own actions. A video from 1982 recently went viral, showing Moore, appearing intoxicated, kissing 14-year-old actor Philip Tanzini during an interview. At that time, Demi was in her early 20s and married to Fred Moore. This footage has sparked renewed controversy, prompting important discussions about accountability and the deep-rooted culture within Hollywood.
Okay, one more time. So, why do you think everybody's come out?
I don't know. Maybe just because I love them all and I hope they all love me.
We do love him.
And I love them.
I think it's for the publicity. You're out of your mind.
Absolutely, because he's one of my most favorite people.
How long have you been working on the show?
Almost a month and a half.
What's your role?
I'm Lucy Love.
Now that's Philip Tanzini and I play Jeremy and you're stealing my part.
We're moving on to interview number 2 here.
Oh, okay.
Because I love Philip and he's the only one I love.
Do your interview already.
All right. I'm looks and love, but personally, I love Philip, and that's it. Okay.
We got our new storyline cooking up pretty soon. Here, have a bite.
I want to say happy birthday to Philip because I love him dearly. He's one of my most favorite people. For about 3 weeks, and he's been terrific.
Ashton Kutcher's public reputation is quickly deteriorating. He's not the first accused individual he's been closely linked to. While starring on That 70s Show, Ashton was best friends with Danny Masterson, who has since been convicted of sexual assault. Even more troubling are reports claiming Ashton once made a bet with Masterson about whether he could kiss a then 14-year-old Mila Kunis, who would later become his partner, raising serious ethical and moral concerns about his past actions and connections.
I've been on FBI raids where I've seen things that no person should ever see. I've seen video content of a child that's the same age as mine being raped by an American man that was a sex tourist in Cambodia. And this child was so conditioned by her environment that she thought she was engaging in play. But the right to pursue happiness for so many is stripped away. It's raped. It's abused. It's taken by force, fraud, or coercion. It is sold for the momentary happiness of...
When Danny Masterson was convicted of sexual assault in 2023, Ashton Kutcher publicly showed his support, which led to significant backlash. Both Kutcher and his wife, Mila Kunis, submitted personal letters to the judge attesting to Masterson's character. Despite the serious charges against him, their decision to stand by Masterson drew widespread criticism, especially in light of the severity of the crimes and the accounts shared by multiple victims.
We are aware of the pain that has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
We support victims. We have done this historically through our work and will continue to do so in the future.
A couple months ago, Danny's family reached out to us and they asked us to write character letters to represent the person that we knew for 25 years so that the judge could take that into full consideration relative to the sentencing.
The letters were not written to question the legitimacy of the judicial system or the validity of the jury's ruling.
They were intended for the judge to read and not to undermine the testimony of the victims or re-traumatize them in any way. We would never want to do that. And we're sorry if that has taken place.
Our heart goes out to every single person who's ever been a victim of sexual assault, sexual abuse, or rape.
Diddy's scandal continues to unfold. Another name frequently connected to him is Steve Harvey. Allegations have emerged suggesting that back in 2019, Harvey permitted, some even say encouraged, his daughter Lori's involvement with Diddy. Given what is now known about Diddy, many are questioning what kind of parent would allow such a relationship. Lori's later boyfriend, Michael B. Jordan, was reportedly threatened by Diddy for dating her, and his name has also come up in court. With every new detail, the web of connections grows more complex and concerned.
Also has a very inappropriate relationship with the diddler. And the truth is, a lot of these older men push their daughters to hook up with their celebrity friends so that they can keep the favor machine going. How do you share with your daughter? You know, like they share that experience now? This nigga's wild. You heard about what he did in the Macy's room to the Echo clothing guy? Like, Diddy's an animal. Who would introduce their daughter to that? Why is not nobody looking at Steve Harvey sideways, G? You let your daughter date the diddler?
Hey, was Michael B. Jordan there? I know he's dating your daughter now. So was he sharing Christmas with you?
Yeah.
Look at that. That's happening in front of you?
I've never seen that picture before. Very uncomfortable with that picture right there. really feel in that picture.
Going around Hollywood saying that in the late 90s, Diddy, which I know about this because I had a friend who worked detail on the party, invited Steve Harvey to one of his famous freak-offs and then recorded Steve Harvey in a very compromising position with somebody else, if you know what I mean. Which doesn't bode too well for Mr. Family Man, you know what I mean? So the freak-off situation got pretty crazy. There was a tape circulating. I have seen the tape. But the problem here is Diddy has been blackmailing Steve Harvey for the last 25 years, including, and this is also some reports that I've been able to verify, Diddy was dating his daughter, as well as Diddy's son was dating his daughter, and people said reports that Diddy was using her as an ATM.
Many celebrities find themselves caught in situations they never expected, often pressured, manipulated, or coerced. The entertainment industry has long struggled with a culture that protects harmful behavior, creating a system where silence and complicity are the norm. Despite greater awareness today, exploitation still persists behind the scenes, masked by fame and influence. Diddy is just one example of a much broader, troubling dynamic. When someone compromises their values under pressure for the sake of opportunity, it can lead to a deep loss of identity. Maintaining clear boundaries and self-respect isn't just a sign of strength, it's essential for self-preservation. Once those lines are crossed, reclaiming your sense of self can be a long and painful journey.
To take drugs, you're going through so much shit to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far. You know, who knows what happened to Philip? Who knows what Heath had to do in order to get to where he was at? There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head. You know, but when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things, when you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So
this is the concern many have raised regarding Justin Bieber. While his representatives have denied any allegations of abuse, past video footage and Diddy's behavior during their interactions have led to speculation and unease. Though unproven, the lasting emotional toll on Justin suggests that he may still be coping with difficult experiences from that time.
Breaking his silence on the ordeal after months of speculation over their one-time relationship. His rep telling ET, although Justin is not among Sean Combs' victims, there are individuals who were genuinely harmed by him. Shifting focus away from this reality detracts from the justice these victims rightfully deserve. Bieber's questionable connection to Diddy piquing interest online as the rap mogul's indictment for sex trafficking and racketeering charges, which he denies, made headlines. Old clips of the two hanging out while Justin was underage resurfacing.
Let's just go get some girls. Let's go get some girls.
Man after my heart, that's what I'm talking about. We hit him like this, so me and you walking, we hanging out, a little later on the night after the Usher concert.
There's also this old Jimmy Kimmel Live segment, adding to fan fears about what might have gone down with Diddy.
He got me a Lamborghini. And
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Oh, apparently not.
Everything ain't for everybody.
This all comes as Bieber's followers are worried for him, the singer's erratic social media posts causing concern week after week. The Beliebers asking if what he's seen behind the scenes of the
Some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process, I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place. What benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here is men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in.